participants will be generating around 1,500 horsepower this afternoon, Richard.
And Dwayne Marson, part of a brother act out here, will be the first to come off with the sled. He is driving Black Attack. Dwayne out of Hilmer, California. He's been pulling for about 12 years now.
Has some good ground speed. Okay, his front end starts to come up.
Smoke
and the cylinder
comes out.
goes away. Yes, he lost the cylinder on that shot.
And you see him coming to a stop. They're bouncing after a pull of 240 feet 5 inches. Why the bounce?
The vehicles have a rigid front suspension. The bounce actually comes from the tire itself.
All right, so Dwayne Marson not with a great pull to get things started. He's in Black Attack, and Army Armstrong is trackside with him now.
Dwayne Marson doing a super job this afternoon. Working the left side of the track. We look at the engine. There's all types of oil coming off of it. When you left the starting line, you had some blue smoke on the left side. What happened as we came down the track?
Well, it was running good at first, and then about 150 feet it started to lay down, and at 200 feet it was sounding pretty bad, but you got to go for it. Try and do the best you can.
Well, I tell you, even after you stop, we notice you're moving around violently inside the truck trying to do something. Then the right side of the engine seemed to go away on you. You think you did some permanent damage here?
Well, I'm sure it's pretty serious. What happened, the truck was stuck in gear, and I was trying to get it out of gear, and it didn't want to come out of gear, so I was getting pretty violent with it.
Well, our second competitor tonight is a young lady that earlier this season on the West Coast at a Redman TNT event, she came out the winner. That's Barbara Castle and Pete's Dragon.
Barbara, one of the strong pullers. These fellas out here know they've got to watch her. She's pretty sharp in the sport, but I tell you what, Richard, she starts to bounce a little bit. It looks like she may have missed the weight this afternoon.
She is coming way up, bouncing, taking a wild ride down the track at Spartan Stadium. What's the cause of that?
She missed the weight, basically. Of the 6,200 pounds, too much of it's to the rear of the rear axle.
Well, the crowd loves Barbara Castle anyways for the wild ride. We're going to be back with more modified truck competition in San Jose, California in just a moment.
They always...
Not the best for track conditions for these guys. We're continuing with our super modified two-wheel drive competition. This is Wayne Rouch in Little Red Truck. Wayne is the only full-time Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series driver to come to the West Coast.
Wayne backs to the sled. Richard, a little bit of blue smoke coming out of the engine, an indication it might be going away. You've got to remember, Rouch uses 2 trucks on the tour. This one, he may be using just to learn with this afternoon as he drew early in the field.
Well, you see the dust flying up off the track. Of course, the drivers wish it was a little bit more moist down there because it would have helped with a pull. You see that Wayne doesn't get exactly the distance he would like to have. 256 feet 6 inches, so we've had 3 pullers, and Wayne is third of the 3.
Kept the front end down. He's going to learn something from that run, I believe.
Well, he waves to the crowd, a nice crowd here at Spartan Stadium. Wayne will be back with another vehicle in a few minutes. Coming to the line next to be John Shipman. What were they doing there?
They were hooking up the kill switch. In case of a breakaway or chain breakage, that kill switch has stopped the vehicle instantly.
Well, this is called temporary insanity. It's a sharp-looking vehicle, a funny car-type vehicle, and he gets up in the air.
Definitely light on the nose and skies it right at mid-track. There seems to be a soft spot developing out there.
Look at the ending, a violent stop for John Shipman after a pull of only 231 feet 10 inches. What was the cause for that as you see the sled come up on him?
The engine just seemed to lock up. It went away on him. The sled came back, but immediately shut it down.
All right, John Shipman having a wild end to a wild ride. The crowd appreciates it anyways as you see the funny car going off the track. And that brings up the other half of our brother act tonight, or this afternoon, Dennis Marson.
Marson, his brother, currently dominating on this West Coast. A good run. He's learned a little bit, too. Comes to the right side. Weight looks real good. Starts to sky on him. Now he hit a soft spot, Richard. He hooked it real hard to that left side of the track.
All these tracks are bouncing hard. Dennis Marson, 234 feet 10 inches.
Dennis, it looks like you're having the same problem this afternoon in San Jose that everybody else is. About half track, they want the sky on you and it hook left or the right. What's going on out there?
The middle of that track is real wet and sticky, and it's just drawing the trucks right around. You can get all the way on the edge. I was all the way on the edge as far as I could. Didn't make any difference. When it got to that point, it just pulled me right in the middle. It's a bad deal. I was a little off in the weight. I was a little light in the nose, too, and I think the wet part in the track had a little to do with that, too. It kind of just sucked us down and just made the front rise on the truck.
Yeah, because once you skied, it looked like it went away on you.
Well, that brings to the line your current national points leader, Wayne Rouch, for his second try tonight. This one in the yellow Model T.
Chrysler Power 4-body England chassis, state-of-the-art vehicle. This could be the future of this sport. Rouch, a lot of weight on the nose. Now the horsepower 75 feet and goes through the soft spot, Richard. Look at this run.
Wayne Rouch is on a roll as he goes way past anybody else. Close to the wall. He's got him a full pull. Wayne Rouch is your new leader in that yellow Model T. He's got to be happy with that. Let's go trackside with Army Armstrong and your new leader, Wayne Rouch.
Wayne, it looks like you laid down a super shot.
Thank you, Army. I'm concentrating on getting a good launch out of the hole and then keeping it straight. And fortunately, the yellow truck went straight. I don't think it can make a whole lot better pull. What do you think?
Looks awfully good to me. Now, the California boys are going after Rouch.
Well, not a California guy. This one's from Glendale, Arizona. Bill Bonosky. He's one half of a father-daughter team. His daughter, Kathy, will be pulling a little bit later on. Bill Bonosky takes off in good and plenty.
Engine sounds good, goes upstairs sounding strong. However, the rear wheel's not running in sync with the engine. He's got some kind of transmission problem. As the front end starts to sky, he does not have the ground speed. Not going to be the run he was looking for, Richard.
And Bill Bonosky shuts her down after a pull of 245 feet 10 inches. You see the frustration from Bill as he slaps the inside of the car. He's not happy with his performance. I guess now he's going to have to hope for better things from his daughter a little bit later on. Bill Bonosky's going to head back to the pit area, and that brings on Barbara Castle. You saw Barbara earlier in this competition in Pete's Dragon. This is her other machine, Equalizer, which actually belongs to her husband.
Normally, this vehicle is driven by her husband. He's involved in farming, not able to be here this weekend, so she's doing double duty. The big problem she's worried about is staying away from the soft spot we've been hearing about, located right around the 200-foot mark. She's trying to do everything she can to go straight with the Equalizer through the soft spot to get the ground speed for a good run.
Well, watch the front end of Barbara Castle's Equalizer. See if it leaves the ground like the others have, and it does.
No, she's cocked the wheels all the way to the right, Richard. It's hooking on her real bad.
And she is going to have to shut it down as it started veering dramatically to the right. A good pull, though, for Barbara Castle. 280 feet and 4 inches, which is going to put her high in the competition. Barbara Castle with a nice run and her second pull tonight. This one in the Equalizer. Earlier, she was in Pete's Dragon. Right now, we're going to go trackside as she takes off her neck collar. You see they wear that for protection. The crowd cheers as they love Barbara Castle. We'll find out from Army Armstrong now how she liked her pull.
Barb, how's it still feeling out there for you? Looking awfully strong this afternoon.
Well, I was running strong, but I had to hit the brake again, and that just pretty well takes you down. Doesn't do anything for you.
Well, I tell you, it looks like you're going to be up in the top 5 finish. Congratulations to you on a super weekend in San Jose, California on the Red Man Tour.
Well, thanks a lot. Glad you're here.
Well, the entire family enjoying the action here at San Jose. And speaking of family, here's the other half of the Bonosky family. This is daughter Kathy. Her father ran earlier, and Kathy, newly married and in a great-looking machine called God's Thunder.
You know, wherever this young lady goes, she is a crowd favorite. They really get behind this young lady. Good ground speed, but not going to be the run she's looking for again this afternoon. The track is having a tendency to go away, Richard.
And Kathy Bonosky, a pull of 241 feet, 8 inches in God's Thunder. Not a great pull. It's not even going to put her in the top 3. But the crowd enjoys her efforts, and as you said, they like Kathy Bonosky. Both she and her father not having great luck. We'll go down trackside with Army Armstrong.
Are you hanging more weight on the front or in the back of the vehicle? What was it? Because everybody else has been having a lot of problems, and you just go straight.
Part of the problem is we lengthened ours a lot and added on a lot of weight, so I'm not popping wheelies like everyone else was.
Well, here's the guy that hopes he does not pop a wheelie either. It's a final competitor tonight, chasing Wayne Rouch. Bob Borba is driving the one and only.
The Turlock, California native is a class operation on the West Coast. Up real high on the RPM, Richard. The engine might have some fuel problems.
He looks like he's got a good run going, but whoa!
Lifted a supercharger immediately.
He is out of it after a distance of 244 feet, plus a few inches, not near enough. Wayne Rouch is going to be our winner. And what exactly happens here?
The supercharger and intake valve hung, or the engine leaned out is what happens here.
All right, Bob Borba is out of it. He is sitting in his vehicle. You see the safety people around him. Let's go down to Army Armstrong.
Right now, Bob Borba, who lifted the supercharger, his crew chief comes out. Now, if you look at the engine, you notice a black strap. Looks kind of like a seatbelt. TNT Motorsports safety crew makes you run those. They're mandatory. What they do, they retain the blower. That's exactly what happened. Bob lifted the supercharger. You can see the back of it up, but the safety strap kept it on the vehicle, kept Bob in good shape. We're going to go over to Bob right now and check with him. Bob, a super run. We're sorry for the bad luck. But we talked to you a little bit earlier about reading the track. You had some good ground speed. Did you have it figured out until the engine let go?
I was real happy with the pass, Army. We were just a little bit on the lean side, and Poop went to blower, so we'll take it.
And we'll be back with your final results in just a moment from San Jose.
This ESPN network. Sports Network.
Back in San Jose, California, where it turned out to be the Wayne Rouch and Barbara Castle story. Bill Bonosky took 5th. Wayne Rouch's first vehicle ran 4th. Barbara Castle's first vehicle was 3rd. And Barbara Castle came back to take 2nd in her second vehicle. Your winner this afternoon was Wayne Rouch in that yellow Model T, and we'll look at it one more time.
Rouch seemed to really have it figured out today. The Engler chassis and a Chrysler horsepower working a perfect combination. The front end stayed on the ground. The soft spot was no problem for it. He powered right through it, Richard.
So Wayne Rouch, your winner, and along with Army Armstrong, I'm Richard Leake saying we'll see you again on the tracks of the Redman TNT circuit.
Join us next time for Power Tracks, the most powerful.